What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. We're going to talk about what you want versus what you have. Or vice versa, however you want to look at it, man. Because what we do a lot of times, we make the mistake of sitting up in the current and complaining about things that we don't have. It's like, man, I should have this, I should have that. Why don't I do? Why don't I do? And one of the biggest mistakes that we make when we start doing that is we look back in our past. We dig back in our past little history, and we find different people throughout time that we can blame for what we don't have, or for a position that we're not in the current. And that's the worst thing you can do. And let me make this understood. Even if you might have a legitimate point that there may have been somebody from your past that was instrumental, that played a key part in doing something, making some kind of move to prevent you from getting in a particular spot or achieving something. Even if that's true, at the end of the day, the onus is still on you to understand that, okay, well, this is what they did, but guess what? I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm not going to let them, because if you let that stop you, that's basically you saying that whoever that person or those persons were, you saying that they have the power, that they hold the key to you advancing in life, and they don't. Nobody holds that key but you. So most of us are God fearing, God believing people, and that's the first thing we'll say. Oh man, God is with me. Can't nobody be against me. Well, yeah, anybody can be against you. They may not ultimately succeed, but they can be against you. It's just about what preventative steps that you take to make sure that whatever it is they brought against you don't win. So the first thing you got to do is remove the energy that you use. Stop using up energy blaming other people for what you didn't, for what role they may have played. I don't care who it is. Next thing you got to do is understand that the only thing that stands in between you and the goal is another you. Is a thought process. Is a way of thinking that you have not adopted. You have not absorbed and taken into practice. It's a way of thinking that stands in the way of you and your goal. So if the goal is something that is visible in the mind, which it always is, many of us, we can always picture ourselves doing something. I can see myself just on a yacht, laying back eating some grapes or something. I can see myself, whatever it is you think that you're trying to get to. I can see myself uh, uh, running my own business, whatever it is. You can visualize that in your own mind, but what is the follow-up thought to that? Is the follow-up thought to that, yeah, man, okay, well, let me start trying to figure out the steps that need to be taken to get to this point? Or is the follow-up thought, nah, I can't. Yes, it seemed good, it sounds good, but that's gonna be too hard. That's gonna be too hard. So you become self-defeated before you even start to form the thought. So it's a mindset that stands in between you and the goal. So if it's a positive mindset of belief, then you got a real good chance of getting there. But if it's a negative mindset of self-doubt, then you're not gonna ever ever get there, and then you're gonna continue to be locked in that blame game sort of mentality that it's somebody else's fault, it's somebody else's fault, it's somebody else's fault. And people can only do things. They can only do things. They can only hit you with little slugs here and there. But ultimately, you are the only one that can stop you. So it does no good. It's a waste of your time to sit up telling people what you're trying to do, what you want to do, telling people what your goals are, and this is what I'd like to have done in 2 years and 5 years, and all that same old crap that we talk, it's a waste of time to talk all that talk, knowing good and well in your heart that you just trying to sound good to somebody. But when you separate, when you are alone, you let that self-doubt creep in, and the next time we see you, months later, years later, you still in the same spot. Or somebody may ask you and say, well, man, whatever happened? Because I remember the last time I talked to you, you was talking about doing this and that. And you go, oh, nah, man, I never did. I never did. And the crazy part about it, when you tell people that, the first thing that comes across their face is disappointment, because everybody ain't a hater. Everybody don't hate on your ideas. Sometimes there's people that you'll tell what you're trying to accomplish, and they'll be like, "Wow, man, that's a good idea, man. I think you could really do that. I believe that could be your calling. That could be something that you really could do." And then when they find out that you basically, chickened out and didn't do it, then you see that, oh, man, you didn't do it. Oh, well, that's too bad, man. They be kind of hurt for you, because others will see potential in you sometimes that you don't even see in yourself. So the ability to kill the self doubt has to be our second initiative. The first initiative has to be um, the belief, and the belief automatically kills the second thing, which is the self doubt. So, all right, man. So, y'all tell me what y'all think about this one, man, and make sure that you share this with people who you know who may kind of go through these phases. You have people who have had 99 different plans in their life. They're always moving on to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, and never really accomplishing one because they just something creeps in their head, man. We are victims of overthinking and overanalyzing and becoming fearful and scared. So play this for those type of people, and if it applies to you, yeah, you make sure you absorb it, and then take it in and start working to reverse that type of thought process. All right, man. It's your big brother K-Rino. I'll catch y'all later on, man. Peace.